Welcome, everybody. This is our monthly podcast, but we've turned it into a Zoom cast because it ended up just being Shelley and myself. Poor Brooke's stuck on a phone call, and she's very, very sad not to be here because I was just saying to Shelley, interviewing Shelley this month is the highlight of our month. We've never been more proud. It's been wonderful to see you achieve the results that you and your team have achieved this month. I have to say that not just Brooke and myself are proud, but our entire leadership team they've been cheering you on this month. So it's been great to see it all happen in Rocktober. So you're currently sitting, I think, I haven't checked this morning, but you're at number 12 with 100% activity, and you've absolutely smashed your team goals for Rocktober. So, yeah, unbelievable.
It's been a big month.
Big month. But not only that, your personal business over the last couple of months has really experienced a bit of a boost. And that's what we're kind of keen to dig into today, because I think there's some real gold there that can be shared with everybody, consultant, team leader, BDM around the state. And I have a feeling it'll also go around the nation because it is such a great good news story. So I know it's due to some really specific actions that you've been taking. So can you tell us what you've been doing, Shelley? Share the secrets.
Certainly. I came home with a goal from Horizons after listening to Keith Abraham.
Yep.
With a goal to do 7 contacts a day. And that goal wasn't just any contact. Ideally, it's aimed to be a phone call.
Great.
There's been a few days where I've been too flat out to do anything. And I noticed the impact of that as well.
Yep.
But the first 3 weeks, I came home from Horizons with, I think, 3 bookings. And I started the 7 calls, and I ended up with 8 cook X's in September.
So just before we move on from that, tell me why the contacts had to be phone. What was the meaning behind that?
Because it carries the impact that we need to build a rapport.
Great.
Text message, email, all of that's fine, but unless you actually pick up the phone and talk to somebody, it doesn't have the same impact and the same effect. So, and I've never been good at doing phone calls. It's been always, I'm a procrastinator, so I think that's why Keith hit home a little bit as well. Is I stopped procrastinating and made myself do the calls. It's not an easy thing for me to do, believe it or not, pick up the phone and have a chat. So I've literally forced myself to do it. After about 10 days straight, it was, I haven't done my calls today, got to do it. And I couldn't relax until I had 7 calls made.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it was, I think I experienced a little bit of guilt around the calls as well, that if I hadn't made a call to somebody and hadn't been in contact with them over a period of time, the guilt would stop me from then making the call.
Yep.
And as Keith pointed out, I start with an apology. I'm really sorry that I haven't been in contact sooner, but I really thought that you would like to know about this offer. And I'd never have a negative or a bad reaction from customers, contacts, or anyone. So it certainly makes phone calls a lot easier. In the past 2 months, it's a lot easier to pick up the phone and make that call now. So you can be cured.
That's fabulous news. I think there's a few of us out there that need the cure, or would sort of welcome a cure if it's that simple as picking up the phone. That can make such a big impact in your business. So you said that you immediately went from a few bookings to 8 bookings for September. So what else have you seen happen to your business because of those 7 calls a day?
I did, I processed 6 sales in September. My average sale would be between 2 to 4 per month. Mm-hmm. My sales went to 6. I processed the 6 sales, sort of ticked over into October, which was a bit of a shame with a bold blade lid on offer. That was okay, and it of course counted to October. So, and the difference that I've seen is just the cooking experience booking. So I set myself a goal of 8 again. I did it in September. I can do it in October. So I've just finished my 8th Cook X for October. and my 4th sale. So
Wow.
a bit off my sales goal this month, but that's okay because I've made the 4, and that's really where I want to be each month, is the 4 personal sales.
Terrific. And how's the impact on you November? Have you got bookings forward into November? Is it helping you with bookings?
Yep, I have bookings coming for November. I just haven't had a lot commit to a date yet. So, and that will come. So I've got plenty of faith that will happen, so I can relax around that.
Very good. So is there a particular method that's giving you better results than other? With I know you said that the apology for not being in touch, in a timely fashion, that's working as well. Any other top tips on the call?
Knowing a little bit about who you're ringing, digging for gold training has been, getting back to that. When I started as a consultant, we did that each month with our team leader, and getting back to that has been really beneficial. Having a look through the feedback form and building a conversation or a planned conversation around the answers that they've put there is important.
Yep.
That would probably be the goal that we have all been looking for, to be perfectly honest, at the moment. And increased sale, increased activity, and I'm proud to say, or at least I hope I can honestly say, that it's rubbing off on my team, because I'm sharing the results with them as well. So
just tell us a little bit more about how it's impacted your team, because it is, and you've had an extraordinary month, not just personally, but the team has really seen some amazing results. So 100% activity. You're the only team in the state that's achieved that so far. I know that the month's not over yet, so just leading the way and sharing the success has helped you.
I've been posting on our team page what I'm doing, what calls I'm doing, what we can talk around the calls, and just in a personal call to consultants and saying, look, where are you at? Keeping in contact with them and sharing what I'm doing, and I guess leading by example in that regard. So, and so the wins from that is, absolutely 100% activity. We also have should be closing on at least 24 sales for our team. I set a big goal for them of a sale of 20. That is usually nowhere near where we get.
Where do you normally sit for a team sales?
Team sales would probably be around 10, would be an average or good month for us. 24 is phenomenal. And I set them a massive demo CookX goal of 32, and that is almost double what I would normally expect. And we have hit both of those goals. Goals. So, and it's not over yet.
No, it's not over yet. So tell me some of the achievements that some of your team members have seen this month following you.
Well, I have 2 specific consultants at the moment, one sitting on 8 sales. She's gunning for another 3 for a 31 performance bonus goal. And another consultant who followed the phone call concept to a T and has sitting on 5, maybe 6 sales at the moment. So for those consultants, it's big targets for them.
Seeing some big results from those 7 calls a day.
And having 100% of the team make a sale, given that I have some very busy consultants that have very busy lives, has been really lovely to see. And they're ringing me now and saying, I've got a sale, I'm active, I'm good. So, and I think, the letters, when they haven't been active, has helped them focus on just that one person. But they've done that by making calls and picking up the phone.
So what would be some top tips for somebody who wants to start this 7 contacts a day, 7 phone calls a day?
Plan ahead. Sit down the night before and write down 7 names from your mix at who you want to call. And I would write down a couple of bullet points in your diary of what you want to discuss with them.
Great.
Even if you shouldn't have to search back through paperwork, because it's all in Mixit. If you've uploaded your feedback form, it's all there.
Yep.
Have a dig for gold, a couple of points for each contact that you're going to call, and give them a call and build a conversation around those things that are important to them. So get back to them and look at what's important to them.
I know you mentioned that should all be on Mixit, but if somebody hasn't been putting it on Mixit and they've got it there in front of them on paper, they shouldn't give up, should they? They should dig for gold amongst the
Grab the
feedback.
highlighter, work through them, and as you call, put them on Mixit as well, and update the notes on Mixit. So if you when you call them and you have a conversation, put a few notes in the notes section about what you discussed and the outcome, and what they'd like to hear about next. And if you work through the cook feedback forms doing it that way, you'll get through them, and before you know it, you'll have it all on your phone, and you can make calls anywhere. So sitting out the front of school waiting for the kids to come out is where I always make a few calls. And if you're looking at 7 calls a day, it's 35 minutes. Average phone calls about 5 minutes. A couple of messages in there. You might only do 20 minutes actually talking. The other tip would be is plan what you're going to say in a message to leave an impact as well.
I'm glad you said that. What's your tip for messages? Because they're sometimes a bit awkward, aren't they? And it's good to have it.
They can be very awkward, especially when I'm expecting someone to pick up. But I just say, look, I've got a couple of great offers and a couple of great things that are happening in Thermomix world at the moment. I'd love to discuss with you. I'll give you a try in a day or two, or please feel free to call me back.
Great message, really sharp, but creating that curiosity so they're keen to come back to you. Having a couple of things to share. There's always a couple of things exciting to share in Thermo land, isn't there? Yeah. And you touched on timing. So before school knock off, have you got any other hints around timing? If you can't get somebody, do you try different times?
Yeah. So it depends on what they've put on their feedback as well.
Yep.
And I've started at a CookX. It was a tip from another team leader, Susan, that asked them at a CookX what is their preferable time, if they'd like to write a time slot in there to do that, so that then you can look at it and go, oh, they're happy for me to call between 8 and 9 at night.
Yeah,
that's a great opportunity because the kids are in bed and they're ready for a call.
Great.
So that's something that was brought up at our Digging for Gold training, and I find that a great idea. And diarise the time that you want to make the call so that it doesn't become too much work.
Yeah, and if it slips away, you kind of get you're behind. So, but if you do, just write a day off and start again.
Start again, but make sure you start again.
Don't get discouraged and throw the whole baby out with the bathwater.
Some days there are just days that you can't make contact, and when it comes to me as a team leader, my day may be consumed with business calls with my leaders or my consultants. So if that's a significant call that is helping them in their business, that's one of my contacts as well.
Good tip for team leaders.
If I've got a quarterly review with Donna, then that's time well spent on my business. So it might only be 6 more calls for that day. For example, today I had a CookX.
Yep.
I had 3 contacts there. I'll only make 4 more calls today.
Great.
Because they're personal contacts, either in person or on the phone.
Okay, that's being smart. I like how you double dip. You know me, I'm always good for work smart, not hard.
There's more time to relax and party if you do that.
Yes, definitely. All right, but now go back again on all of those calls that you've made. You've not had anybody that's not accepted your call or not been happy to hear from you. No.
And I think part of what cured me from the phone calls before Horizons was the TM31 list that we had to call through. Even if they're not interested, they're very polite about it, and and they'll please unsubscribe me. I've bought a different machine or whatever. Mm-hmm. That is okay as well. We know they'll be back.
We do. Nothing surer. Well, Shelley, amazing difference, amazing impact you've had in your business. So we've got a lot to thank Keith for, haven't we? And that trip to Horizons.
Keith knows how my business is going too. So
good on you.
Trolling his social media because he said he'd share it at some stage. So it's good.
It's good. Well, that news will be shared everywhere. I know it was a really big commitment for you to do Horizons this year. So you went with a mission in mind that you were going to actually take something away from that Horizons conference that made impact in your business.
Horizons is my ThermoFest. So I've not, well, up until now, Never thought my team would get me to Thermofest, and my personal business, I certainly didn't think would get me there, but who knows what's around the corner.
Who knows what the next 12 months will bring you.
Who knows?
Well done, Shelley. I am incredibly proud. I know you've worked hard, but I'm just so thrilled that this action has shown you rewards so quickly. But again, it's the personal contact. You know, that building connections, creating relationships has massive impact. We know that. We know that through our personal impact that we have when we meet people at cooking experiences. And I think we just have to value what a phone call actually can do to your business when you commit to doing it every day.
And we don't create relationships through text messages. So
unfortunately not.
Pick up the phone, have that conversation.
And I liked your top tip on digging for gold. That definitely cropped up a lot through the conversation today. So if you've not, everybody out there in Thermo Consultant land, if you haven't sat down and done a digging for gold session with your BDM, put your hand up and ask for it. It's a great session. And some of the team leaders have also trained on that and are more than happy to help you dig for gold through your feedback forms. It will make those calls so much easier to make when you're prepared and you know what the conversation we'll start with. So
absolutely.
And good luck everybody on we're going to get this recording out so that we can all make the most of our treat or treat day tomorrow. So Shelley, have you got a few calls lined up for tomorrow's treat or treat day?
I haven't written them down yet, but I will be this afternoon. Yeah.
Good on you.
What a big list.
You've got a big list, so you'll never run out of calls.
Never.
Good on you. Thanks, Shelley. We really appreciate your tips and have a magic November. I know you will with all the hard work you and your team have put in place for October. So keep it going.
Thank you, and thank you, Brooke, and yourself for all the support.
Pleasure. Thanks, Shelley. Bye.
Bye.